Imagine for a moment that money isn't just paper and metal. It's a living, breathing energy that responds to your words, your tone, and your attitude. Picture it as a well-dressed visitor standing at your doorstep, listening carefully to how you speak about it, deciding whether your home is a place it wants to stay or run away from. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly attract wealth while others struggle no matter how hard they work? What if I told you that the secret doesn't lie in working harder, investing smarter, or even having the right connections, but in how you actually talk to money? Sounds strange, doesn't it? Stay with me until the end, because this might be the most important conversation about abundance you've ever had. Has this ever happened to you? You check your bank account and immediately sigh with disappointment. You see a bill in the mail and groan with frustration. You tell friends, money just slips through my fingers, or I'm always broke. If money could hear these words, and I believe it can, would it feel welcome in your life? The universe is constantly listening to the vibration of your words. Each time you speak about your finances, you're sending ripples of energy that either attract or repel abundance. Your relationship with money has been ongoing throughout your life, but you may not have realized just how powerful your words have been in shaping this relationship. Think about it. Would you want to spend time with someone who constantly complained about you, resented your presence, or talked about how you always disappoint them? Of course not, and neither does money. But before we begin, please hit the like button and let me know where in the world you're watching from today. It's always fascinating seeing who's joining us from around the world. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. What you're about to discover might surprise you, because we've been taught to think of money as something to chase, to earn, to struggle for. But what if the truth is exactly the opposite? What if money is actually trying to find its way to you, but your words and energy have been creating invisible barriers that keep it away? Joseph Murphy, one of the greatest prosperity teachers of the 20th century, understood this profound truth. Money responds to how we address it. When we speak to it with gratitude, joy, and expectation, it responds in kind. When we approach it with fear, resentment, or scarcity thinking, it mirrors those vibrations right back to us. I'm going to share with you a revolutionary approach to wealth that few people understand. Yet those who practice it seem to manifest abundance with shocking consistency. This isn't about complex investment strategies or working yourself to exhaustion. It's about transforming your relationship with money through the words you speak, both out loud and in the privacy of your thoughts. The language of abundance is simple yet powerful, and once you begin speaking it fluently, you'll notice shifts happening in your financial reality almost immediately. Money will begin showing up in unexpected ways. Opportunities will appear as if by magic, and that constant feeling of financial stress will begin to dissolve. Are you ready to learn how to speak to money in a way that makes it want to come to you rather than running away? The transformation begins with understanding that every word you speak about your finances is either an invitation or a rejection. Think about your most recent interactions with money. When you paid a bill, was it with a sigh of resentment? When you checked your account balance, did your energy instantly drop? These seemingly innocent reactions are actually profound signals you're sending into the universe. Most people unknowingly talk to money like it's their worst enemy rather than their closest ally. They curse it when it leaves, ignore it when it's present, and speak badly about it behind its back. This hidden truth reveals something remarkable about your financial journey. The issue isn't that money dislikes you or is avoiding you. It's that you've never consciously built a healthy relationship with it. This realization can be a powerful catalyst for transformation in your financial life. Consider how you treat the friends you cherish most. Would you constantly complain about them whenever they visit? Would you ignore their messages, then desperately beg them to come over? Would you speak negatively about them to everyone you meet? Of course not. Yet this is precisely the dysfunctional dynamic most people have established with money. If you found value in these principles of talking to money, hit that subscribe button now and join our community of conscious creators. This channel is dedicated to helping you transform your relationship with abundance in every area of your life. The impact of this revelation can be startling. Every time you say, "I'm broke, I can't afford that," or "money just slips through my fingers," you're essentially telling money it's not welcome in your home. And money, being the responsive energy that it is, simply honors your declarations by staying away. Behind the scenes of your financial struggles lies a simple mindset shift that can change everything. What if, instead of treating money like an unwanted guest, you began treating it like a cherished friend? What if every bill that arrived was met with gratitude rather than dread? What if every time you spent money, you blessed it and thanked it for circulating through your life? This isn't mere positive thinking. It's about fundamentally rewiring your energy signature around wealth. Your decisions about how you speak to and about money create invisible barriers or pathways for abundance to flow. When you shift from resentment to appreciation, something magical begins to happen in your financial landscape. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring the vibrational frequency you're emitting when it comes to money. Everything in the universe is energy, including your thoughts and words about wealth. And just as a radio can only receive the station it's tuned to, you can only receive the financial experiences that match your energetic broadcast. The good news is that you can change your financial frequency at any moment through conscious awareness of how you're communicating with money. This journey of transformation begins with recognizing the current state of your relationship and then making deliberate choices to heal it. If any of this resonates with you, write "ready to transform my money relationship" in the comments below. I'd love to know how many of you are awakening to this powerful truth about the language of abundance. Let's explore a fundamental principle that lies at the heart of abundance. Energy flows where attention goes. This isn't just a spiritual concept, but a universal law that operates regardless of whether you believe in it or not. Money itself is pure energy, a concentrated form of attention, intention, and emotion manifested in physical form. When you truly grasp this revelation, your entire approach to wealth undergoes a profound transformation. Think about it. What kind of energy are you directing toward money? Is it fear, anxiety, resentment, or is it appreciation, trust, and expectation? Money, like all energy in the universe, responds to the emotional frequency you transmit. It's constantly reading your energetic signature and responding accordingly, creating a reflection of your inner landscape in your external financial reality. The journey toward abundance requires honest self-reflection. Most people operate from a fundamental misunderstanding about the nature of wealth. They see money as something separate from themselves, an external resource they must chase, capture, and hold on to. This perception creates an invisible barrier that ensures money remains just out of reach, no matter how fast you run toward it. Have you noticed this pattern in your own life? Perhaps you've experienced the phenomenon where your income increases, but somehow your expenses rise to match it, or you work harder and longer hours, yet still feel the same sense of financial scarcity. This isn't coincidence. It's the direct consequence of the separation mindset that keeps you locked in a perpetual chase. Behind the scenes of this struggle lies a profound insight that can liberate you from this exhausting cycle. You've been taught to struggle with money rather than speak to it. You've learned to pursue it rather than partner with it. This subtle yet crucial distinction determines whether money flows to you effortlessly or continues to elude you despite your best efforts. The hidden truth is that abundance isn't something you chase, it's something you become. When you shift your perception from separation to oneness with money energy, the entire dynamic changes. Rather than pursuing wealth as something outside yourself, you begin to recognize it as an expression of your own energetic state, responding to your thoughts, emotions, and declarations. This mindset shift represents a critical turning point in your prosperity path. Instead of asking, "How can I get more money?" begin asking, "How can I become more magnetically aligned with the energy of abundance?" This question initiates an entirely different approach to wealth creation, one based on resonance rather than pursuit, alignment rather than struggle. Now, I want to take you deeper into understanding the vibrational aspect of your relationship with money. When you declare certain things about your financial situation, you're not just stating facts, you're actually programming the frequency at which you're able to receive abundance. These declarations aren't just descriptions of your reality, they're creating your reality. In real time, if you're beginning to see how your relationship with money might be based on an outdated paradigm of separation, type "ready for financial harmony" in the comments below. This revelation takes us even deeper into understanding the mechanics of abundance. The specific vibration you hold toward money determines exactly how it responds to you. It's like tuning a radio. If you're broadcasting on the frequency of lack, that's precisely what you'll receive. When you declare statements like "money is so hard to come by" or "I never seem to have enough," you're not just describing your situation. You're creating a template that money obediently mirrors back to you. The universe doesn't judge these declarations as good or bad. It simply says yes to whatever energy you're transmitting. This isn't some cosmic punishment for negative thinking. Rather, it's a perfect reflection of the law of resonance playing out in your financial reality. Money isn't avoiding you because you don't deserve it or because you've done something wrong. It's simply responding to the energetic instructions you've been unconsciously sending. This revelation can be both liberating and challenging. It places the power squarely in your hands while also requiring you to take responsibility for the frequency you've been broadcasting. Your financial situation isn't happening to you. It's happening through you and your vibrational relationship with abundance. Here's where many seekers on this journey encounter a profound paradox. You simply cannot attract what you resent or magnetize what you fear. Think about it. How many times have you sent mixed signals to the universe? On one hand, you affirm, "Money come to me," while simultaneously groaning about bills or complaining about how quickly money disappears from your account. These contradictory messages create energetic static that confuses the universe about what you truly desire. Imagine if a friend texted you saying, "I miss you so much. Please come over," but when you arrived, they sighed heavily, rolled their eyes, and complained about having to entertain you. Would you want to visit them again? Of course not. Money operates on the same principle. It gravitates toward clarity, appreciation, and genuine welcome. Behind the scenes of your current financial reality lies a series of unconscious decisions about how you relate to money energetically. Every thought, word, and emotion about your finances has been quietly shaping your experience, creating a perfect vibrational match to what you've been putting out. The revelation here is that by changing your energetic signature, you can transform your external circumstances without changing anything else. This alignment process begins with conscious awareness. Start noticing the subtle ways you might be sending mixed signals about what you truly want. Do you pray for prosperity while simultaneously dreading the sight of your bank account? Do you desire abundance while resenting those who already have it? These contradictions create energetic interference that blocks the very thing you're trying to attract. Let me share something powerful. Harmony with money doesn't require complex financial strategies or working yourself to exhaustion. It requires energetic coherence, your thoughts, words, feelings, and beliefs all broadcasting the same clear signal of welcoming abundance. When you achieve this internal harmony, the external manifestation naturally follows. If you've been experiencing this kind of vibrational contradiction in your own financial life, type "ready for energetic coherence" in the comments below. So how do we begin this transformation? Here's where the journey takes an unexpected turn. Start treating money as if it were a person you genuinely adore. Yes, you heard that correctly. Begin viewing money as alive, intelligent, and deeply responsive to how you treat it. Imagine money has feelings, preferences, and can make choices about whether to stay in your life or leave. I know this mindset shift might feel a bit silly at first. That's actually a good sign. It means you're breaking through years of rigid, fearful thinking about wealth. Our culture has conditioned us to approach money with seriousness, anxiety, and often a sense of unworthiness. This heaviness creates a dense energy that blocks the natural flow of abundance. Behind the scenes of every wealthy person's life, you'll discover a revelation that rarely makes it into conventional financial advice. They've developed a relationship with money that feels like friendship rather than struggle. They speak to it with affection, respect its nature, and welcome it without desperation. The catalyst for this transformation often begins with a simple decision: to lighten up about money. Have you noticed that the more uptight and serious you become about your finances, the more constricted your flow seems to become? This isn't coincidence. It's a direct reflection of a universal principle. The more fun you have with money, the more freely it flows to and through you. Look at people who seem to have an effortless relationship with abundance. They aren't chasing money with clenched fists and furrowed brows. They're playing with it, enjoying it, and inviting it in with a sense of joy and expectation rather than anxiety. This playful approach creates an energetic magnetism that attracts more of the same. Think of it as the difference between desperately pursuing someone romantically versus engaging in a mutually delightful friendship that naturally blossoms into love. One feels heavy and exhausting. The other feels light and expansive. Money, like any energy, gravitates toward the latter. The impact of this mindset shift can be immediate and profound. When you begin relating to money as a welcome friend rather than a scarce resource, your entire nervous system relaxes. This physiological shift creates an open channel for inspiration, opportunity, and synchronicity to find you. Ideas flow more freely, connections appear more readily, and solutions emerge with less effort. Joseph Murphy understood this principle deeply. He taught that our relationship with money is essentially a conversation, one where both parties are constantly communicating. The question is, what kind of conversation are you having? Is it filled with complaints, demands, and fear? Or is it characterized by appreciation, respect, and joyful expectation? Begin today by simply saying, "Good morning, money," when you wake up. Thank it for being in your life, even if you feel you don't have enough yet. Express genuine appreciation for what it has already provided: the roof over your head, the food on your table, the clothes on your back. This simple practice initiates a profound energetic shift that money can feel and respond to. Let's explore how this friendly relationship with money manifests in practical, everyday actions. When you view money as an ally rather than an adversary, you naturally begin making different choices about how you earn, spend, save, and invest it. If you're intrigued by this idea of befriending your finances, type "Money is my friend" in the comments below. Let me share a simple yet powerful practice that can initiate this transformation immediately. Each morning, before you reach for your phone or begin your daily routine, take a moment to acknowledge the energy of money with genuine gratitude. Say aloud, "Good morning, money. Thank you for being in my life. I'm glad we're getting closer every day." This might seem like an unusual ritual at first, but the impact of this daily acknowledgement runs deeper than you might imagine. This practice represents a fundamental shift in your relationship with abundance, moving from one based purely on mathematical calculations to one infused with a sense of magic, connection, and aliveness. Behind this simple greeting lies a profound recalibration of your entire financial ecosystem. You're no longer treating money as an abstract concept or a scarce resource, but as a responsive presence that recognizes and appreciates your attention. The journey toward prosperity requires this kind of bold departure from conventional thinking. Most people have been trained to approach money with the cold logic of spreadsheets and budgets, completely overlooking the energetic dimension that actually governs its flow. This revelation can be the breakthrough moment in your financial story, the point where you realize money responds more to your energy than to your efforts. Now let's take this concept a step further. Beyond your morning greeting, begin paying close attention to your overall tone when speaking about or to money throughout your day. This subtle shift in communication represents a powerful catalyst for transformation. Instead of saying, "You never show up when I need you," which carries a vibration of accusation, try, "I'm so happy to see you, I knew you'd come," which radiates certainty and welcome. Think about how differently you speak to someone you genuinely care about versus someone you resent or distrust. The warmth in your voice, the openness in your energy, the expectation of positive response, all these elements create an entirely different quality of connection. Money responds to this tonal difference with remarkable sensitivity. This mindset revolution isn't about pretending or forcing yourself to feel something inauthentic. Rather, it's about recognizing that your relationship with money is exactly that, a relationship with all the nuance, emotion, and reciprocity that implies. Just as you would nurture any important relationship in your life with thoughtful communication, you can nurture your connection with abundance through conscious, affectionate dialogue. The hidden truth that financial experts rarely discuss is how this shift in communication creates a tangible impact on your nervous system. When you speak to money with warmth and certainty, your body relaxes, your creativity expands, and you naturally become more receptive to opportunities and inspirations that might otherwise pass unnoticed. This physiological shift creates a virtuous cycle where your improved state attracts improved circumstances. I'm curious, have you ever noticed how your tone changes when discussing money in different contexts? Perhaps you speak one way when talking about bills, and another entirely when discussing a potential windfall. These inconsistencies reveal the complex emotional landscape underlying your financial reality. Let's explore how you can bring more coherence to your money communication by examining some of the most common phrases that might be sabotaging your prosperity right now. If you've caught yourself using negative money talk and are ready to transform your financial language, type "upgrading my money vocabulary" in the comments below. Now, let's take this relationship with money beyond words and into the physical realm of your life. Just as you would prepare your home for an honored guest, consider creating a dedicated space that says to money, "You belong here." This physical gesture sends a powerful message to both your subconscious mind and the energy of abundance itself. Think about it. How do we treat things we value? We give them a proper place, we keep them organized, we handle them with respect. Your wallet or purse is money's first home when it comes to you. Is it clean, organized, and treated with care? Or is it stuffed with crumpled bills, old receipts, and forgotten coins? The condition of your wallet is a direct reflection of your relationship with what it holds. The revelation here is that these seemingly minor physical arrangements communicate volumes to the universe about how you value abundance. Behind the scenes of every prosperous life, You'll often find these subtle yet intentional gestures that honor wealth energy. Some people create a special drawer or beautiful box where they place a gratitude note along with a few bills, a physical anchor for their prosperity consciousness. This environmental shift creates a ripple effect throughout your financial landscape. When money has a respected place in your physical reality, it naturally seeks to expand its presence there. This isn't mystical thinking, it's an application of the principle that energy follows intention. Your physical space becomes a tangible invitation for abundance to make itself at home in your life. Alongside this physical reorganization, there's an equally important transformation that needs to happen in your verbal landscape. The journey toward prosperity requires absolute vigilance about the language you use regarding your financial situation. Words aren't just descriptive, they're creative. They shape the very reality they appear to be merely describing. Notice how casually we toss around phrases like, "I'm broke," "I can't afford that," or "money just slips through my fingers." These statements might seem like innocent observations of your current circumstances, but they're actually powerful commands to your subconscious mind and declarations to the universe about what you're willing to accept. The mindset breakthrough comes when you begin consciously replacing these limiting expressions with language that keeps the door open for abundance. Instead of saying, "I can't afford that," try, "It's not in my spending plan right now, but money always finds a way to meet my needs." Feel the difference in energy between those statements. One closes the door firmly, the other leaves it open for unexpected possibilities. This linguistic shift represents a fundamental decision point on your prosperity path. Are you going to continue speaking the language of limitation? Or are you ready to adopt the dialect of abundance? This isn't about denying your current reality, but about creating linguistic bridges to the financial future you desire. The impact of this changed vocabulary extends far beyond the words themselves. Each time you catch yourself about to express a limiting belief and choose instead to voice an expansive alternative, you're actually rewiring neural pathways in your brain. You're training your mind to spot opportunities rather than obstacles, abundance rather than scarcity. I'm curious about which negative money phrases have become habitual in your vocabulary. If you've identified a money statement you're committed to transforming, type "releasing limiting money talk" in the comments below. Let me share another revelation that can radically transform your money relationship. The way you feel when you spend money dramatically affects how quickly it returns to you. Most people experience a subtle contraction when parting with money, a tiny wince, a moment of hesitation, or a flash of regret. This energetic signature sends a powerful message to the universe that you expect loss rather than multiplication. The mindset shift that prosperous people have mastered is the ability to bless money as it circulates. Each time you make a purchase or pay for a service, try saying, either silently or aloud, "Thank you for circulating. Thank you for returning multiplied." This simple practice infuses your spending with an energy of appreciation and expectation rather than loss and depletion. Think about what happens when you genuinely applaud a performer. They light up, give more, and often return for an encore. Money operates on a similar principle. It flows toward appreciation and tends to return where it's been genuinely celebrated. This isn't just a spiritual concept, but a practical application of energy dynamics that governs all exchanges in the universe. The journey toward financial freedom includes these subtle yet profound shifts in how you experience the movement of money through your life. Each transaction becomes not a surrender of resources, but a conscious circulation of energy that you trust will return in greater measure. This trust itself becomes a magnetic force that attracts unexpected opportunities and synchronicities. Now, let's address one of the most emotionally charged aspects of our financial lives: bills. The revelation that can transform your relationship with those monthly statements is simply this: bills are evidence of trust and resources already received. That electricity bill represents power that has already illuminated your home. That phone bill represents connections you've already enjoyed. That rent or mortgage statement represents shelter that has already protected you. Behind the scenes of prosperity consciousness is this radical reframing of financial obligations. Instead of groaning when you see a bill, which energetically pushes money away, try saying, "Thank you, money, for taking care of this through me." Feel the difference in that statement. You're acknowledging money as the true payer, simply working through you as its human partner. This perspective shift creates an entirely different emotional experience around what most people consider the most stressful aspect of their financial lives. The impact of this transformation extends far beyond the moment of payment. It actually affects how quickly new resources move toward you to replenish what has been spent. Joseph Murphy understood this principle deeply. He taught that our attitude during financial outflow was perhaps even more important than our attitude during financial inflow. The energy with which you release money sets the tone for its return. When that release is accompanied by gratitude and trust, rather than resentment and fear, you create a clear channel for abundance to flow back to you. This revelation might seem counterintuitive in a world that teaches us to hold tightly to every dollar. But the paradox of prosperity is that money multiplies not when we clutch it with white knuckles, but when we circulate it with open hands and open hearts. If you're experiencing a shift in how you view your bills after hearing this perspective, type "bills are blessings" in the comments below. Let's explore the fascinating neuroscience behind why these practices work so powerfully. Here's a revelation that might surprise you. Your brain doesn't actually know the difference between imagination and reality. When you vividly imagine an experience, your neural pathways fire in patterns remarkably similar to when you're actually having that experience. This is the hidden mechanism behind all successful manifestation. When you speak to money with genuine joy and expectation, even if your current circumstances don't yet reflect abundance, your subconscious mind begins to accept this new relationship as real. It's like installing new software that gradually reprograms your entire financial operating system. You're not just saying empty words, you're literally rewiring neural connections that influence every decision, emotion, and habit related to your financial life. This mindset transformation explains why some people seem to attract money effortlessly, while others struggle despite working twice as hard. The difference isn't luck or privilege. It's the internal programming that either welcomes or repels abundance. Your conscious affirmations and conversations with money begin to dissolve old limiting beliefs at the subconscious level, creating space for new possibilities to emerge. The journey toward prosperity requires understanding this delicate dance between mind, energy, and material reality. As your internal landscape shifts, the external world mysteriously begins to reorganize itself to match your new vibration. This isn't magical thinking, it's a reflection of quantum principles playing out in your everyday experience. Here's where it gets really interesting. People who practice these money conversations consistently often report strange coincidences that seem to confirm their new relationship with abundance. A woman might suddenly find a forgotten check in her old purse. Someone else discovers cash in a jacket pocket they hadn't worn in months. Another person receives an unexpected tax refund or discount. The skeptic might dismiss these as random occurrences, but those who understand energy dynamics recognize them as perfect demonstrations of alignment in action. The universe is constantly responding to your dominant vibration, bringing you experiences that match what you're putting out. These synchronicities aren't accidents. They're confirmations that money has heard your new message and is responding accordingly. Behind the scenes of these lucky breaks is a profound shift in perception that allows you to notice opportunities you previously overlooked. When you declare money as friendly and abundant, you naturally begin seeing evidence that confirms this belief. It's not that new opportunities suddenly appear, rather, your new energetic signature allows you to perceive doorways that were invisible to you before. This revelation explains why two people can look at the exact same circumstance and see completely different possibilities. One person sees scarcity and limitation, while another spots abundant potential. The difference isn't in what they're looking at, but in the lens through which they're viewing it. By consciously speaking to money with joy and expectation, you're polishing that lens to reveal opportunities that were always there, but previously unnoticed. Let me guide you deeper into understanding how these energy shifts create tangible changes in your financial reality, and how you can accelerate this manifestation process through specific visualization techniques. If you've experienced unexpected money showing up after changing how you speak about finances, type synchronicity in action in the comments below. Now, I want to address a common misconception about this approach to money. Some people hear about talking to money or treating it as a friend and think, so I just say nice things to money and then sit back and wait for it to appear. But that's not how transformation works. This practice isn't about passively waiting for magical windfalls. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts, holds, and multiplies wealth through fundamentally changed behavior. When you consistently speak to money with respect and appreciation, something remarkable happens at the identity level. You begin to embody a new financial persona. Your decisions shift. Your awareness expands, and your relationship with resources evolves in ways both subtle and profound. Rather than chasing money from a place of desperation, you begin making choices from a place of alignment and self-worth. The revelation here is that prosperity isn't something you pursue, it's something you embody. Behind the scenes of financial abundance is always an inner journey of becoming. As your conversation with money shifts from adversarial to appreciative, you naturally begin to think more creatively about income. You make decisions from abundance rather than fear. You respect your finances instead of resenting them. This identity-level transformation creates a magnetic field around you that naturally draws opportunities aligned with your new energy signature. It's not about manipulating the universe to give you what you want. It's about harmonizing your energy with the frequency of prosperity so that abundance becomes your natural state of being. Let me share a powerful example of how this principle plays out in everyday financial management, budgeting. For most people, creating and following a budget feels like punishment, restriction, or deprivation. It's something they approach with dread, if they approach it at all. But when you develop a loving relationship with money, this entire experience transforms. Budgeting becomes a collaborative conversation rather than a restrictive regimen. Instead of thinking, I have to limit myself, you begin thinking, let's plan where you'll go this week, money, so you can bring your friends next time. Feel the difference in that approach. One is based on lack and limitation, the other on partnership and expansion. This mindset shift completely reinvents your experience with financial planning. Your budget transforms from a prison into a pathway, from restriction into creative allocation. You're no longer forcing yourself to follow arbitrary rules, but having a thoughtful conversation about how to direct the flow of abundance in ways that serve your highest good. The journey toward financial freedom requires this fundamental recalibration of how you perceive money management. When you dread budgeting, you resist it. When you resist it, you avoid it. When you avoid it, you create exactly the chaotic financial circumstances you fear. But when you approach it as a friendly collaboration with money energy, the entire experience becomes not just tolerable, but actually enjoyable. This collaborative approach to money management represents a critical turning point in your prosperity story. It's where abstract concepts about energy and vibration translate into tangible practices that reshape your financial reality day by day, decision by decision. Let's explore more deeply how this partnership with money manifests in your everyday choices and how it transforms not just your bank account, but your entire relationship with abundance. If you're ready to transform your budget from a restricting diet to a nourishing feast type budget as partnership in the comments below. Now, I want to go even deeper into the practical application of this money relationship. One of the most powerful catalysts for transformation is the consistent use of personalized money affirmations spoken with genuine emotion. These aren't just empty phrases to recite mechanically. They're heartfelt declarations that gradually reshape your energetic signature around wealth. The revelation here is that the emotional content of your affirmations matters far more than the specific words themselves. When you declare, "Money loves me. I always have more than enough. You circulate in my life and always return multiplied." What transforms your reality isn't the perfect phrasing, but the authentic feeling behind it. Your emotional frequency is the true broadcast that the universe responds to. Behind the scenes of every successful manifestation is this hidden truth. Words combined with genuine emotion become energetic commands that rearrange the fabric of your experience. When you speak to money with the warmth and certainty you'd use with a beloved friend, you're not just making sounds with your mouth, you're transmitting a specific frequency that attracts corresponding experiences. The journey toward prosperity requires consistency in this practice. A single affirmation spoken with passion is powerful, but daily declarations over time create a complete rewiring of your subconscious beliefs about wealth. This is how transformation occurs, not through occasional inspiration, but through persistent reconditioning of your financial frequency. Now here's a critical insight about what might be blocking your abundance flow: financial gossip. Just as we sometimes speak negatively about other people behind their backs, many of us habitually engage in what could be called money slander. Anytime you make sweeping statements like, "The economy is terrible," or "Nobody's making money these days," or "It's impossible to get ahead financially," you're essentially gossiping about money in ways that push it away. The mindset breakthrough comes when you realize that money, like any energy, goes where it's welcomed and celebrated, not where it's criticized and feared. When you participate in conversations about economic doom or financial impossibility, you're creating an energetic environment that wealth naturally avoids. This awareness invites a radical decision to transform your financial conversations. Instead of joining in collective complaints about money scarcity, begin speaking consistently about possibilities, growth, and abundance. Even when your current circumstances don't yet reflect prosperity, choose to speak as if abundance is already your reality. This isn't denial. It's a conscious creation through the power of declaration. The impact of this shifted dialogue extends far beyond the conversations themselves. By refusing to participate in the cultural habit of money criticism, you create an energetic bubble of possibility around yourself. While others remain trapped in limitation thinking, you're cultivating a field of expansion that naturally attracts different experiences. Joseph Murphy understood this principle deeply. He observed that people who consistently spoke well of money, even in challenging times, seemed protected from the worst financial hardships and positioned to capitalize on opportunities others couldn't see. Their prosperity wasn't accidental. It was a direct reflection of their consistent vibrational output. Let's examine how these affirmations and transformed conversations begin to manifest in your everyday experience and the surprising ways the universe responds to your new financial frequency. If you've noticed how quickly negative money talk spreads and are ready to be a voice for abundance instead, type "speaking prosperity into existence" in the comments below. Let me share a powerful visualization practice that can dramatically accelerate your prosperity transformation. Begin to consciously picture money as a loyal friend walking beside you throughout your day. This isn't just a cute metaphor, it's a deliberate rewiring of your subconscious relationship with abundance. When you enter a store, rather than tensing up about prices or worrying about your balance, imagine money confidently walking in with you, perhaps even with a slight swagger, completely at ease. When you make an investment, visualize money smiling and saying, "I'll bring friends back." When you pay bills, picture those bills shaking your hand, saying, "Thank you for circulating abundance through me." This visualization practice might sound whimsical, but the psychological impact runs surprisingly deep. By personifying money in this positive way, you're creating emotional safety around your finances. Behind the scenes of this simple mental exercise is a profound recalibration of your nervous system's response to financial matters. Where there was once tension and constriction, you begin cultivating ease and flow. The journey toward abundance requires this kind of imaginative leap, the willingness to see money not as an abstract concept, but as a responsive presence in your life. As you consistently practice this visualization, you'll notice a subtle shift in how you physically feel during financial transactions. Your body relaxes, your breathing deepens, and this physiological shift itself becomes a powerful attractor for more ease around money. Now, let's address one of the most significant barriers to financial flow: panic and fear. Have you noticed that when you're desperately worried about money, it seems to hide even more effectively? This isn't coincidence. It's a direct demonstration of how energy works. When you panic about not having enough, you create a tightness in your field that actually prevents money's movement. Abundance requires openness to flow, and fear creates the opposite, constriction and blockage. The revelation that can transform this pattern is understanding that fear and manifestation cannot coexist in the same space. They operate on completely different frequencies. The breakthrough moment comes when you recognize financial anxiety as not just an uncomfortable emotion, but an actual barrier to receiving what you desire. So how do you break this cycle when bills are due and your account is low? The catalyst is a simple but powerful practice. When fear begins to creep in, take a deep breath and calmly state, "Money is coming. It always comes. It never fails." Repeat this declaration until you feel the calm returning to your system. This isn't magical thinking. It's a deliberate interruption of the fear spiral that blocks abundance. The mindset transformation here is moving from panic-based reactivity to trust-based receptivity. Every time you choose trust over terror, you're actually retraining your nervous system to remain open and receptive even in challenging circumstances. This openness itself becomes the channel through which unexpected solutions can find you. Joseph Murphy observed that people who maintained this calm certainty, even in financially challenging times, seemed to attract surprising resolutions to their problems, not because they were special or favored, but because they remained energetically available to receive solutions rather than contracted in fear. I'm curious, have you noticed how differently you feel in your body when you're worried about money versus when you're feeling confident about your finances? This somatic awareness is the key to mastering your prosperity vibration. If you've experienced how fear constricts your financial flow and are ready for a new approach, type "trading panic for trust" in the comments below. Now I want to illuminate another powerful practice that might seem insignificant on the surface, but actually creates massive energetic shifts. Celebrating every single financial inflow, no matter how small. Most people are waiting for the big windfall, the major raise, or the unexpected inheritance before they allow themselves to feel joy about money. But this mindset creates a dangerous pattern of postponed appreciation that actually blocks larger abundance. The revelation that transformed my own financial reality was learning to treat every penny with the same reverence I would treat $1,000,000. When you find a coin on the sidewalk, do you smile and express genuine thanks? Or do you barely notice it? When you save a few dollars with a discount code, do you feel a surge of gratitude, or do you take it for granted? These seemingly trivial moments are actually profound energetic signals to the universe about how you relate to abundance. Behind the scenes of prosperity consciousness is this consistent pattern of noticing and celebrating money in all its forms. When you pick up a penny and say thank you, when you receive your paycheck and express genuine gratitude, when you acknowledge every single financial blessing, no matter how small, you're essentially telling the universe, I notice, I appreciate, I'm paying attention. And what you appreciate, appreciates. The journey toward financial freedom includes this fundamental recalibration of your attention. Most people overlook the small blessings while complaining about the big lacks, creating an energetic blueprint that perpetuates dissatisfaction. The mindset breakthrough comes when you reverse this pattern, celebrating the small while confidently expecting the large. This shift in focus creates a completely different vibrational output that the universe naturally responds to with increased flow. Now let's explore something even deeper that happens when you begin talking to money with love and appreciation. This practice isn't just about improving your financial situation, it's actually healing your fundamental sense of self-worth. Most of us carry emotional wounds related to money from childhood. Perhaps you were told money was scarce, or that wanting more was selfish, or that rich people were somehow bad. These beliefs became embedded in your subconscious, creating invisible barriers to receiving. The transformation that occurs when you speak lovingly to money goes far beyond dollars and cents. It's actually reprogramming these core beliefs about what you deserve. When you say, money, I welcome you, I appreciate you, I'm glad we're partners, you're simultaneously telling your own subconscious, I am worthy of abundance. It's safe for me to receive. I deserve good things. This identity-level healing represents the most profound impact of your new money conversation. As your inner child begins to absorb these new messages, the emotional charge around finances gradually dissolves. Where there was once anxiety, shame, or fear, you begin experiencing ease, worthiness, and expectation. This inner shift naturally manifests as external abundance, not because you've manipulated the universe, but because you've removed the internal barriers that were blocking what was trying to reach you all along. Joseph Murphy recognized that our financial struggles are rarely about money itself. They're about our deeply held beliefs about what we deserve. When these core wounds begin to heal through consistent loving communication with abundance, your entire relationship with prosperity transforms. If you're recognizing how your early money messages might be affecting your current financial reality, type "Healing My Money Story" in the comments below. Let's talk about something that rarely gets mentioned in traditional financial advice. Money absolutely loves humor and lightness. Have you noticed how heavy and serious conversations about money typically become? Everyone's brow furrows, voices lower, shoulders tense, as if we're discussing a terminal illness rather than the flow of abundance. This somber energy creates a tangible tension that actually repels financial flow. The revelation that transformed my relationship with wealth was discovering that money, like any energy, naturally gravitates toward lightness. Think about it. Would you rather spend time with someone who's constantly stressed and serious, or someone who brings joy and laughter to your interactions? Money is no different. It seeks environments where it's welcomed with lightness rather than burdened with heaviness. Behind the scenes of true prosperity is this counterintuitive truth. The more playful your relationship with money becomes, the more freely it flows. When you pay a bill, instead of sighing heavily, try adding humor. "All right, electric bill, you wild thing. You've been keeping my lights on all month, haven't you? Here you go." This might feel silly at first, but that's precisely the point. Breaking through the heaviness with playfulness creates an entirely different energetic signature. The journey toward financial freedom includes this fundamental shift, from treating money as a serious burden to approaching it as a playful partner. Most financial difficulties are actually perpetuated by the heavy energy we bring to our money interactions. The mindset breakthrough happens when you give yourself permission to lighten up about something our culture treats with such gravity. I recently heard about a woman who decided to experiment with flirting with money. Every time she checked her bank balance, she'd say, "Well, hello, handsome, look at you." Growing. When she received unexpected money, she'd wink and say, "I knew you couldn't stay away for long." Within months, her income increased dramatically. Was this mere coincidence? Or was it a perfect demonstration of how energy works? The transformation occurs because the universe inevitably mirrors your dominant frequency. When you approach money with heaviness, struggle, and fear, it responds in kind. But when you shift to joy, playfulness, and flirtatious energy, the universe can't help but play back. This isn't about denying financial challenges when they exist. It's about choosing a different energetic response to those challenges. Joseph Murphy understood this principle deeply. He observed that people who maintained a sense of joy around money, even during difficult times, seemed to move through financial challenges more quickly and attract unexpected solutions. Their light-hearted approach wasn't irresponsible. It was actually their secret weapon for transcending limitation. The impact of this frequency shift extends far beyond your bank account. When you transform your relationship with money from heavy to light, from serious to playful, you're actually liberating massive amounts of creative energy that were previously tied up in worry and stress. This liberated creativity becomes the very force that attracts new opportunities, inspired ideas, and unexpected resources. Let's explore how this playful approach to money can be integrated into your daily life through specific practices that maintain your new higher frequency even when facing financial challenges. If you're ready to break free from the heaviness of traditional money thinking, type "Money loves to play" in the comments below. Now, I want to reveal one of the most profound truths about money that few people ever discuss. Money is actually a mirror. It perfectly reflects your internal sense of worthiness back to you. This isn't metaphorical. It's a literal energetic phenomenon that explains why some people seem to effortlessly attract wealth, while others struggle despite working twice as hard. When you look closely at your financial landscape, you're not seeing random circumstances or luck. You're seeing a precise reflection of how worthy you feel on the inside. Money appears abundantly when you feel deeply deserving, and it seems to hide or slip through your fingers when your self-worth is compromised. This revelation can be both challenging and liberating, as it places the true source of abundance within rather than without. The hidden truth behind financial struggles often has little to do with strategy or knowledge, and everything to do with your inner relationship with deservingness. Behind the scenes of every money block is usually a belief about what you're allowed to receive, what you're capable of handling, or what you're worthy of enjoying. These subconscious beliefs create an invisible ceiling on your prosperity that no amount of hard work can break through. Daily, conversations with money directly address this core issue. When you speak to money with love, respect, and expectation, you're simultaneously affirming your own deservingness. Each time you say, "Money, I welcome you. I deserve you. We make a great team," you're rewiring your subconscious beliefs about what's possible for you. This isn't affirmation as wishful thinking. It's affirmation as identity reconstruction. The transformation occurs at the level of self-image as you consistently declare, "I am someone who attracts, handles, and multiplies wealth with ease." You begin embodying that identity. Your decisions, perceptions, and actions naturally align with this new self-concept. The confidence you project becomes palpable to others, and the resonance you create becomes magnetic to opportunities. This magnetic quality represents a fundamental shift in your relationship with abundance. Most people spend their lives chasing opportunities, pursuing connections, and desperately seeking their next financial breakthrough. But when your worthiness becomes your dominant frequency, this entire dynamic reverses. Opportunities begin finding you, connections seek you out, resources are naturally drawn to your field. Joseph Murphy observed this phenomenon repeatedly among those who mastered this inner alignment. It wasn't that they were luckier or more privileged. They had simply developed such a strong inner certainty about their deservingness that the external world had no choice but to reorganize around it. Your relationship with yourself is always mirrored in your relationship with money. This revelation invites a profound question. If money is merely reflecting your sense of self-worth, then the path to greater abundance isn't about changing your financial strategies, but about healing your relationship with yourself. As you speak to money daily with love and respect, you're actually administering medicine to your own sense of value and deservingness. Let's explore how this inner worthiness manifests in your everyday choices and how you can accelerate this alignment between your internal landscape and your external prosperity. If you're beginning to recognize that money might be reflecting your own self-image back to you, type "I am worthy of abundance" in the comments below. Let me share with you an actionable plan that will transform these concepts into a daily practice. The most powerful shifts happen not through occasional inspiration, but through consistent recalibration of your energy. I've developed a simple 4-part daily money communication ritual that has created remarkable results for thousands who've implemented it. Begin each morning with a conscious greeting to money before you even touch your phone. This intentional acknowledgement sets the tone for your entire financial day. Say something like, "Good morning, money. I'm so grateful for our partnership. Thank you for your loyalty and for always finding your way to me." This morning ritual plants seeds in your subconscious that will blossom throughout your day, creating an energetic invitation for abundance to find you. As your day unfolds, implement the afternoon practice. Become vigilant about monitoring and immediately correcting negative money statements. This mindfulness creates a powerful intervention in your habitual thinking. The moment you catch yourself about to say, "I can't afford that," or "money is tight right now," pause and consciously choose a different declaration. "This isn't in my spending plan today, but money always provides for my needs." Or, "I'm in a period of expansion and resources are flowing to me in perfect timing." The journey toward financial transformation requires this kind of conscious interruption of old patterns. Each time you redirect a negative statement into an empowering one, you're literally rewiring neural pathways in your brain and shifting the energetic signature you're broadcasting to the universe. In the evening, implement the gratitude inventory. Reflect on at least 3 specific ways money supported you throughout your day. Perhaps it provided transportation, a delicious meal, or comfortable shelter. This practice shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's already present, creating an energetic resonance that naturally attracts more to appreciate. Before bed, complete your daily money communion with a simple declaration of partnership. Money, thank you for always returning multiplied. You're my partner in prosperity, and together we bless the world. This bedtime ritual plants powerful suggestions in your subconscious mind that continue working while you sleep, creating new pathways of possibility that will emerge in your waking hours. Now, I want to address something vital that few prosperity teachers discuss: resistance. As you implement these practices, you'll inevitably encounter moments when doubt creeps in, when old habits reassert themselves, when the voice of skepticism whispers, "This is ridiculous." These moments represent critical decision points on your abundance path. The revelation that transformed my own practice was learning not to fight this resistance, but to gently acknowledge it. When doubtful thoughts arise, simply say, "I hear you, but I'm choosing faith." This acceptance without struggle actually dissolves resistance faster than any amount of fighting against it. Behind the scenes of every financial breakthrough is this quiet persistence through periods of doubt. The catalyst for real transformation isn't forcing yourself to believe perfectly, but being consistent enough for new evidence to appear. And it will appear, sometimes in surprising ways that confirm you're on the right track. The universe has a remarkable way of providing confirmation when you persist beyond the initial resistance. This four-part daily practice represents a powerful framework for completely restructuring your relationship with money energy. As these rituals become habitual, you'll notice subtle shifts in how opportunities find you, how resources flow to you, and how your entire financial landscape begins to transform. If you're committed to implementing this daily money communication plan, type "Starting my money rituals today" in the comments below. As you begin implementing these money conversations, pay close attention to the synchronicities that start appearing in your life. These coincidences are actually powerful, confirmations that your new relationship with money is being established. You might suddenly receive an unexpected repayment from someone who borrowed money years ago and you'd completely forgotten about it. A brilliant business idea might pop into your mind at precisely the right moment. A stranger might offer help exactly when you need it. The revelation here is that these events aren't random accidents or mere lucky breaks. They're direct responses to your shifted energy. They're confirmations that money has heard your new message and is saying, "Message received." Behind the scenes of what appears to be chance is actually a perfect orchestration of energetic alignment. The universe is constantly responding to your dominant vibration, bringing you experiences that match what you're putting out. These synchronicities serve as breadcrumbs along your prosperity path, letting you know you're moving in the right direction. Each coincidence is actually evidence that the invisible side of abundance is responding to your new conversation. Joseph Murphy observed that these meaningful coincidences tend to multiply as people persist in their prosperity consciousness, creating an upward spiral of confirmation and belief. The journey toward financial freedom includes learning to recognize and appreciate these subtle signs rather than dismissing them as random events. Each synchronicity strengthens your trust in the process, creating even more energetic coherence that attracts bigger manifestations. This is how the snowball of abundance begins, with small confirmations that gradually build into undeniable evidence of your new relationship with wealth. Now, I want to share something profound that happens beyond the financial realm. When you heal your relationship with money, your entire relationship with life transforms. This might be the most important revelation of all. The money issue was never really about paper currency or digital numbers in your account. It was always about trust, flow, and your willingness to allow goodness into your life. When you stop fighting with money, you simultaneously stop fighting with yourself. The resistance you've held toward abundance has been, at its core, resistance toward your own worthiness and your own capacity to receive. As you make peace with money through these conversations and practices, you're actually making peace with the fundamental question of whether you deserve good things in life. This healing extends into every area of your experience, your relationships, your health, your creativity, your sense of purpose. Behind the scenes of your money transformation is a much deeper reconciliation with life itself. You begin trusting the flow, not just of currency, but of all good things. You stop struggling against prosperity in all its forms. You allow yourself to receive fully, rather than blocking blessings through unconscious resistance. Joseph Murphy recognized this profound connection. He observed that as people healed their relationship with money, they simultaneously became more open, trusting, and receptive in all areas of life. Their health often improved, their relationships deepened, and their overall sense of well-being expanded. The money healing was actually life healing in disguise. Let's explore how this expanded receptivity begins to manifest in unexpected areas of your experience, and how you can consciously amplify this healing to create even greater wholeness in every dimension of your life. If you've noticed that your relationship with money reflects your deeper relationship with life itself, type "Inner wealth creates outer wealth" in the comments below. Now, I want to share a perspective shift that completely transforms how you understand prosperity. Abundance isn't something outside you that you need to chase and capture. It's actually a reflection of what already exists within you. This revelation turns the conventional approach to wealth completely upside down. Most of us have been taught to pursue money as if it were something separate from ourselves, something we need to hunt down and somehow convince to stay with us. But the hidden truth is that abundance is primarily an internal state that naturally manifests outward through your relationship with wealth. The external circumstances you experience are simply mirroring back to you your own inner landscape. This insight creates a fundamental reorientation in how you approach financial growth. Instead of asking, "How can I get more money?" the more powerful question becomes, "How can I embody more abundance consciousness that naturally expresses as material wealth?" The journey shifts from external pursuit to internal embodiment. Behind the scenes of every wealthy person's life is this profound understanding that prosperity begins within. Their material abundance isn't the cause of their prosperity mindset. It's the result of it. They've learned to cultivate a rich inner relationship with abundance that inevitably manifests in their external experience. This inside-out approach represents a complete reversal of how most people approach wealth creation. The catalyst for this transformation is recognizing that you are not separate from the abundance you seek. You are, in fact, made of the same energy as the prosperity you desire. This isn't philosophical wordplay. It's a practical recognition that changes how you relate to money at the most fundamental level. When you stop seeing wealth as something out there that you need to somehow acquire, your entire relationship with it transforms. Let's take this understanding even deeper by exploring the magnetic power of your words. Every declaration you make about money isn't just describing your reality, it's actively creating it. Your words literally become forces of attraction that rearrange invisible energy to fulfill your intentions. This isn't metaphorical. It's a direct application of how vibration works in our quantum universe. When you speak about money, imagine your words sending out energetic signals that begin organizing possibilities and opportunities aligned with what you've declared. This is why it's so powerful to speak as though money already loves you, already finds you easily, and already enjoys being with you. These as-if declarations aren't delusions. They're energetic templates that the universe naturally moves to fill. Joseph Murphy understood this principle deeply. He taught that our words create molds in the universal substance, which then fills those molds with corresponding experiences. When you consistently declare, "Money loves me and finds me easily in expected and unexpected ways," you're not just repeating a nice phrase, you're creating an energetic blueprint that reality gradually conforms to. The mindset revolution happens when you recognize that your words aren't just passive descriptions, but active, creative forces. Every time you speak about your financial situation, you're either reinforcing current conditions or calling forth new possibilities. This awareness invites a much more conscious and intentional approach to how you talk about money. Let's explore how you can specifically craft your declarations to create the most powerful magnetic attraction, and how these words begin reshaping your financial reality from the inside out. If you're beginning to recognize the creative power of your words about money, type "My words create my wealth" in the comments below. Let me reveal a fascinating truth about how your mind operates. Your subconscious eventually believes whatever you consistently tell it, regardless of whether that information is true. This isn't speculation. It's a fundamental principle of psychological programming that explains why our habitual thoughts and words have such profound power over our experience. Your subconscious mind doesn't judge, analyze, or question. It simply accepts and acts upon the impressions it receives most frequently. This revelation illuminates why speaking abundance language consistently isn't just positive thinking. It's actually a strategic reprogramming of your mental operating system. When you repeatedly declare, "Money flows to me easily," or "I am a natural money magnet," these statements gradually sink below the threshold of conscious thought and begin operating as subconscious directives that shape your perceptions, decisions, and actions. Behind the scenes of every wealthy person's mindset is this alignment between conscious declarations and subconscious beliefs. They've created internal congruence that naturally expresses as prosperous behaviors and choices. This isn't about forcing yourself to believe something that feels false. It's about consistently planting new thought seeds that eventually grow into conviction. The transformation occurs when your subconscious accepts these new instructions about money and begins operating from them automatically. You'll notice yourself spotting opportunities you previously missed. You'll find yourself making decisions from abundance rather than scarcity. You'll observe your emotional relationship with money shifting from anxiety to ease. These changes aren't coincidental. They're direct manifestations of your reprogrammed financial identity. Now, I want to invite you into a practical experiment that can demonstrate this principle in your own experience. Commit to a 7-day journey of talking to money as if it were a present companion in your life. This isn't a metaphorical exercise. It's a literal practice of treating money as a responsive presence that can hear and feel your energy. For just 1 week, greet money every morning with warmth and expectation. Thank it every night with genuine appreciation. Bless it during every transaction with trust and gratitude. This simple practice creates a dramatic shift in your energetic relationship with abundance that can produce surprising results even within this short time frame. The insight that emerges during this experiment is the remarkable transition from struggle to partnership. Most people relate to money through effort, worry, and striving. But as you consistently address it as a friend, you'll notice a subtle but profound shift toward ease, flow, and collaboration. This isn't imaginary. It's a tangible, energetic recalibration that changes how abundance moves in your life. Joseph Murphy observed that people who implemented this practice, even skeptically at first, often experienced unexpected financial blessings within days. A forgotten debt might suddenly be repaid, an unexpected opportunity might appear, a creative solution to a financial challenge might emerge from nowhere. These aren't random coincidences, but direct reflections of your shifted relationship with the energy of money. The beauty of this 7-day experiment is its simplicity. You don't need special skills, education, or resources, just a willingness to try a new approach and observe what happens. The evidence appears in your lived experience, not in abstract theory. Your own results become your most powerful teacher about how energy really works. I'm curious about what might shift for you during this week of conscious money communication. If you're willing to try this 7-day experiment with an open mind, type "Starting my 7-day money conversation today" in the comments below. Now, let me share something powerful that can accelerate your prosperity transformation. The principle of immediate action. One of the most profound revelations I've discovered in working with thousands of people on their money relationship is that the gap between learning and implementing is where most abundance blocks solidify. Information without application creates a peculiar form of resistance. Your mind knows the truth, but your energy hasn't embodied it. This is why I encourage you, right now in this moment, to initiate your first conscious money conversation. Don't wait until you've watched more videos or read more books or feel ready. The catalyst for real change is taking immediate action while the inspiration is fresh. Simply say aloud, right where you are, "Money, I'm so happy you're in my life. Thank you for always finding ways to reach me." Notice how your body feels as you speak these words. You might experience a subtle shift in your chest, a lightening around your shoulders, or perhaps a flutter of excitement in your stomach. These physical sensations aren't coincidental. They're tangible evidence that your energetic relationship with abundance is already beginning to transform through this simple declaration. The mindset breakthrough happens in this moment of decision, the point where you move from passive consumption of ideas to active participation in your prosperity story. This isn't about getting the words perfectly right or feeling 100% convinced yet. It's about taking that first courageous step that signals to both your subconscious and the universe that you're ready for a new financial reality. Behind the scenes of every profound transformation is this critical juncture where knowledge transforms into embodied practice. Joseph Murphy observed that people who took immediate action, even small symbolic gestures, created an energetic momentum that often produced surprising results within days. Your declaration right now is setting wheels in motion that will continue turning long after this moment has passed. Another revelation that amplifies your prosperity journey is understanding the power of shared experience. When you begin noticing shifts in your money relationship, unexpected income, creative solutions to financial challenges, or simply a new ease around finances, sharing these experiences creates ripples that extend far beyond your own life. Your money transformation story might be exactly the spark someone else needs to begin healing their relationship with abundance. When you share authentically about your journey, the challenges, the breakthroughs, the synchronicities, you're not just telling a story, you're offering permission and possibility to others who may be silently struggling with the same limiting beliefs you've overcome. This creates a beautiful upward spiral where your growth inspires others, whose growth then reinforces and expands your own. A community of conscious manifestors emerges, people who understand the fundamental truth that wealth begins with words, that prosperity is primarily an energetic state, and that our relationship with money reflects our deeper relationship with life itself. The impact of this collective elevation can be profound. As more people begin relating to money as a friendly, responsive energy rather than a scarce resource to be chased and hoarded, the entire financial ecosystem begins to shift. This isn't just personal transformation, it's participation in a broader awakening to a new way of creating and experiencing abundance. If you've Already spoken your first conscious declaration to money while watching this video? Type, "I've initiated my prosperity partnership" in the comments below. As we reach this moment of reflection together, I want you to know that this conversation about your relationship with money is just the beginning of a much deeper journey. The words we speak truly do create our reality, and by shifting how you talk to money, you're already initiating a profound transformation in your financial landscape. If you've resonated with this message today, I'd love for you to become part of our growing community of conscious manifestors. Subscribe to the channel so we can continue exploring these principles of abundance together. Each week, I share new insights and practical techniques for aligning your energy with prosperity in all its forms. The beautiful thing about this work is that it's deeply personal yet universally applicable. Your unique money story matters, and I'd love to hear how these principles are showing up in your life. Leave a comment with the phrase, "Money responds to my voice," so I know you've joined me on this complete journey today. And if you found value in these insights, a simple like on this video helps others discover these transformative principles too. It's a small gesture that creates ripples of abundance awareness far beyond what you might imagine. I've created a video that takes this conversation to the next level, exploring how to maintain your money relationship even during challenging financial times. It's the perfect companion to what we've discussed today. Click right here and join me there as we continue unveiling the secrets of prosperity consciousness together. Remember, you've been powerful all along. You've just been speaking the wrong language. Now that you're fluent in abundance, notice how everything begins to shift. I'll see you in our next conversation.